Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to our live TV show, My Spiritual Money RX. And today, we get to understand how does stress and trauma affect your money flow. And of course, aside from me today, we have our special guest, Vienna Dunham, who is our TWA's emotion code practitioner, to share with us her gifts and talents about emotion code release. So, Vienna, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you, Vivian. Doing very well today.
Yes. So thank you for gracing our show. And I wanted to share with the audience a little bit of what is this, My Spiritual Money RX, because obviously the more we're able to understand the connection between our spiritual path and purpose, how we make money, and how does our emotions affect these different factors, it's going to help us as not just a human being, as a person, right, personally, but also in our relationships with other people in our business. So can you share a little bit with the audience, what is this emotion code?
I'd be glad to, Vivian. So emotion code is something worked out by Dr. Bradley Nelson, a chiropractor who wanted to help all of his clients, not just those who were easily able to stay in alignment, but those who had things happening again and again, over and over. And he was able to, he prayed, got an answer, and it's trapped emotions that keep some people locked in a cycle with not having abundance, let's say, in relationships, money, with their business, in so many ways. So emotion code is the way to identify trapped emotions and release them so that we can go forward. Not in force. So like Stephen R. Hawkins' book, or David R. Hawkins, sorry, David, power versus force. And when we're trying so hard, we're hiking up the hill, pushing the locomotive up the hill, that's operating in force. And the world pushes back. When we push, we meet resistance, right?
Yes.
When we come to the point of releasing the negative history, we can stand in our power. And we can give with focus and clarity what our gift to the world. So that's the goal, is to take out the trash.
Take out the trash, right? Now, there are a few steps I wrote on my book, Money Blocks, right? The 8 steps to get to 6 figures in 90 days or less. And I want to share that a little bit, and feel free to chime in if you've observed this in your practice, right? Even in your personal life. So I want to go over the 7 different steps that people can really, look into their own life and see if it is true for them. So the number one thing I remember when I have decided, okay, I'm going to be an entrepreneur and I'm actually going to exchange money for the time and services and the skills that I bring to the table. The number one thing I had to do is to decide to get fed up with my own emergencies and drama. Sounds familiar, Vienna?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Oh my God. It is, because the more we have that takes up so much of our time and energy. Therefore, we can't really focus our attention to the people we're serving, right? Because they also have their own issues and drama to be able to bring them to where they want to be.
Exactly.
And then the number 2 I notice is they have to be willing to discover and explore their soul's growth plan. And today we have a few volunteers, beautiful, successful business owners in their own right, that are also willing to see what else is causing them that little trip up, right? Like, what is preventing them to get to their goal? And then number 3, we do have to learn to focus. So today, our special guests are going to focus on, okay, what is it that, like, I want to go there, but I can't get there. So then what are they focusing on to get there, right? They do need to learn to identify their genius zone and fun zones, because if you're doing business, but then you kind of hate it, that's not going to work.
Does not work at all.
They have to commit to succeed. They have to release the hidden blocks and saboteurs and set their new intention. All right.
It's a
So
beautiful
those
process.
are some of the different steps that I've noticed when they actually get to that point. And we're going to share with the audience today, well, how did they get from point A to point B? I'm sure it almost looks like magic sometimes, like because it's like so quickly.
Yep.
But I'm excited to bring some of our special guests and see perhaps what are they working on, right? They want to get from point A to point B, and how can we as a team bring that together for them, like make a shortcut, right? Like just get there instead of waiting months, years of their life to just get somewhere. All right.
That's
Okay,
beautiful.
so let us bring in, let's start with Brooke because she's here early. Hi, Brooke. Welcome.
Hello, Brooke. Welcome.
How are you, Brooke?
Oh, I'm so good. Thank you so much for having me on as part of the show today.
Yes, Brooke. So
Perfect.
share a little bit of what do you do for a living? Like, who do you help?
Well, my name is Brooke Heim, and I am a sexual empowerment intimacy coach. So I help people who have experienced trauma to release that from their personal identity, to figure out who they are again, and to use the transformation of their personal relationship to transform all their external relationships.
That's so well said, Brooke. Very important.
Awesome. Okay, so is there a specific challenge that you'd like to share with us, like in bringing in, let's say, those people in your business, or even creating a business that you really love, a life that's worth living for?
Yeah, I think my biggest struggle is that I want to help people who are where I used to be, but I know that when I was in that space, I didn't have the tools to see that it was worth investing in myself or that change could really happen. So I don't know how to find clients who are ready to be able to make the investment, to make the business sustainable for me, to be able to continue putting everything into it that I need to be able to put into it.
Got it. Okay. Awesome.
Vivian, can I suggest, I did a little checkup before we started, what would be something that would be useful for all of our guests and everyone who watches the program in the future. And this feels so pertinent to Brooke's future clients. So that word that came up was indecisiveness. And here's the description, the definition. An inability to make a decision, wavering back and forth between one choice or another, stems from distrust of the self or doubting the ability to make a good decision. So from your description, Brooke, I think that really just captures some of that. You know, one day after a good coaching call or something, they may be like, yes, I can do this. This is important. I'm important. I want to capture my life purpose and run with it. And then the next morning or an hour later, it might be, I'm the scum of the earth. You know, I know it, I've been on a roller coaster before, and I don't mean a physical one, I mean an emotional one. So I'd like to suggest that all of our guests today who are watching in the background and all of our guests who are watching live and those who will watch in the future take this opportunity to clear that trapped emotion of indecisiveness.
Okay.
So the way we do it is we use our magnetic fingertips and sweep from, this is our governing meridian, and we're going to do 5 sweeps is what I got. And our intention is to clear this trapped emotion of indecisiveness so we can be in our power and cut off that which doesn't serve us anymore. Vivian often says a decision is cutting off the old so that we can walk in the new. So that's for all your future clients, Brooke. And now do you want me to go first, Vivian, to check for a trapped emotion for Brooke?
Yes, yes. And perhaps we can also share with the viewers, like when you brought that up, right? That specific issue that you're having, where do you feel it in your body?
Perfect.
Here.
Okay, awesome. And then Go ahead, Vienna. So when you swept with those 5 sweeps, what happened? Did you feel any change at all?
Yeah, I felt a pulling of the
Pulling.
energy. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead,
Good.
Vienna.
Good describing. All right, Brooke, the emotion that comes up for you first is shock. So that'll be the one we can clear today. Definition, a sudden or violent disturbance of the emotions or sensibilities, extreme surprise, to feel traumatized or stunned. And now we'll check and see if we need any more details. Do we need to know how many instances? Yeah, more than one? Nope, just one. There's what we're clearing today is one instance of that. And then when do we need to know when? Yes. Was it before 20? Yes. Before 10? Before 15, 15, 14, 13. So this particular instance was age 13. And do we need, is it Brooks alone? Yeah, not inherited. Do we need to know where in the body? Yes. Is it in her throat? Yeah, right exactly where you pointed. Do we need to know size? Yes. Inches, feet, miles. We're measuring in miles. And this is about the significance of it to you. More than 5 miles? Yep. More than 50? More than 100? Nope. More than 60? More than 70? 61, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 66 miles worth of shock.
Mm.
All right. So, do we need to know anything else? No. So for my part, that's it. So now to Vivian to get further details.
So,
and then we'll clear after that.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, Vienna, go ahead and clear that, and then I'll see there's something
what remains.
else underneath that. Yep, that I'm picking.
Beautiful.
All right, let's do.
Okay, we can clear this one in 3 sweeps.
Okay, let's do 3 sweeps together.
And the invitation is there for everyone in the show today and everyone watching. We've all had shock in our lives.
And just let's all take a deep breath. I'm almost guided to say either we squat down, everybody squat down and put your hands like in a prayer position. Just find your center as if you're connected to source, God, and earth, okay? So everybody just squat down and breathe 3 deep breaths. So the definition of Vienna shock, she mentioned it, but what happens when you're in shock is all your organ systems stop working and they stop communicating with one another. And you know how sometimes you do something in business, but then it's like, well, how come they're not hearing me? How come nobody's watching? How come nobody's listening? It's because the channels are not connected. Okay, so let's breathe really deep. So for the audience, if you can breathe and feel like blue energy coming from the earth through your feet, through the back of your spine, all the way to the top of your head. If you can go about 2 feet above your head, you're going to reach your manifestation channel a little bit faster than whatever method you're used to, right? So just bring it up and then bring the water energy down. But when it gets to your heart, make it red, like a bright red energy, just like our screen, right? And bring it all the way down to your pubic bone. So breathe 3 deep breaths again, breathing blue, and then breathing out red. Keep the tip of your tongue at the roof of your mouth. 2 more times. Breathe in blue and breathe out red. 1 more time. Breathe in blue and breathe out red. Okay. Okay, Brooke, tell me how you're feeling now after that. How's the throat? Oh, you have to unmute. You got to unmute, Brooke.
Sorry, I got it unmuted now. I'm feeling just a calmness that I haven't for a very long time.
Yay! That's beautiful.
Wonderful.
a connectedness that goes all the way down into my throat that I haven't experienced, like the connection pulling through.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to connect with what you were feeling and with your words. That was so beautiful. That'll help many to hear you describe that.
Yes. Now, because the topic is where it is, I'm going to bring up Teddy Nove because she is also an expert when it comes to this, but this time she's going to be receiving. Teddy. Hello, Teddy. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Vivian. Thank you for having me. And hi, Vienna.
Yes, yes. So you can see how Brooke is where she is right now, and you've come a long way. Lots of milestones and light years forward, and even if we always have something to work on, right? That's called life. It's fun. So Teddy and Vienna, go ahead and let's start seeing what Teddy exactly needs for the day.
All right.
Yes.
Very fine. Teddy, do I have your permission?
Vienna, you do.
Beautiful. And I'll just say for all the others, and what I did with Brooke is the fact that you're here, you're permissioning us to work on you. So I'll just say that at the outset. All right. So trapped emotion for Teddy today. Teddy, did you have something you want to describe about what you're looking for? Like what you're feeling these days about business and life?
Yes, I would like to share. In fact, Vivian, you know I'm the Type A student, so I have read your 7 Steps Money Activator book, and I found it very helpful. And I am as I said, very driven. I always do my homework and beyond. So I think I really am very good, and I have incorporated all steps in my life, but one. I think oftentimes, and I was meditating and feeling very drawn to that 6th one you just shared, letting go of saboteurs. And oftentimes we perceive other people or circumstances as sabotaging us in our goals, but oftentimes we are our own worst enemy because of not willing to let go of what no longer serves us. So that relates very deeply on a very deep level with me. And I also found a connection when Brooke was sharing how she doesn't feel like her message is being heard. That's where I am too. So, is there a trapped emotion that is preventing my message from being heard from my ideal avatar?
Perfect description, Teddy. Thank you so much for being vulnerable. The word is shame. And I'm going to read you the definition. A feeling of being wrong, defective, or disreputable. The painful feeling of having done or experienced something dishonorable, improper, or foolish. Disgrace, humiliation, a cause for regret. Shame is the lowest vibration of all the emotions, and it leads to guilt, depression, and for some people, even suicide. So this one is so important to clear. So I'm so glad that today on this level at this time, we get to clear that together with you.
I absolutely agree. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, let's see if we need a few more details to bring that specific thing from your subconscious up to your conscious mind.
Okay.
Do we need to know first occurrence? Yep. Before 10. Yep. Before 5. 5, 6, 7. Age 7. Is there more than one instance? Yes. More than 10? Okay. More than 5. 5, 6, 7, 8 instances that we can clear at one time for you. And is it Teddy's alone? It is. Do we need to know where in the body? Yes. Is it heart? Nope. It's in your brain. Do we need to know size? Yes. Inches, feet, miles. Okay, this one's light years, Teddy. This is big.
Of course.
No surprise, right? Something that you've made so many giant steps forward. Anything that's blocking you now is going to be major. So more than 5, more than 10, 8 light years. All right. Good day to clear it. Do we need anything else? Nope. Do we need more than 10 sweeps? Yeah, more than 15? No. 15 sweeps. Let's do this.
All right.
We invite everyone to participate.
Yep, shame. What you guys can do in the audience is think about the time that you've had shame in your life. Sometimes you just say something and then somebody stops you. It's like, why are you saying that? That could be shame. It could be you forgot your shirt or your pants. that could be that could be shame, right?
Right?
What other incidents when I was little? Oh, or I'm in school and suddenly I interrupt the teacher, and then of course the teacher says, "Why are you talking? I'm not done talking," right? That could be shame. So all of us have our own unique experiences, but that terminology makes sense to you. So if you're able to release that, that would really help you a lot, you guys. This is like I thought in the past it'll take years to change anything. Oh my God, it doesn't. It takes seconds or minutes or a few hours or days, and then you're
That's
done
right.
with it. Yeah.
And with muscle testing, just like I used for the other, I get, yep, that's all clear now, Teddy. Nicely done.
Awesome. Thank you, Vivian. I have a helper here who is crashing here. The camera. Char, my cat has to be in the
Oh
show.
my God.
Excuses.
Exactly. Char's had his own trap emotions released at times, so he
Yep.
might be, oh, me next.
Oh.
So, Vivian, did you see anything else?
Actually, Eddie, you are very clear already. So it's now your courage to show up and just really connect with the ideal client. I don't see a lot of energies within your body. It's just more now, okay, is this the right network for me? You can use muscle testing, right? So every single thing that goes through your inbox, Facebook messengers or groups, muscle test every single one and say, okay, which do I prioritize? If you can handle 2 to 3 connections a week, show up for those. I always go, because I'm emotional authority in human design, I really show up more as if it feels good, I go in. If it doesn't, I don't commit to that. That's how I have been living my life. It seems to be really working. Because you already know that in 1781, we shouldn't have worried about money ever again, because that's just a story, right? So it's just a matter of what are you willing to receive in your life at this time, because you've done a lot of work already. So allow your magic to sprinkle now to others. That's the next step.
Thank you so much. And I love what you said, because me in the past, prior to working with you energetically, I felt like the type A personality I am. I had felt like I had to show up for any opportunity I was exposed to, and that of course brought to being burnt out and me being overwhelmed. And now with what you taught me, how to prioritize and especially muscle test to see how I feel, I don't feel the burden of having to show up for every opportunity I've been presented with, but I trust my body's ability to muscle test and tell me what feels good for me. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Oh,
good
Thank you, Vienna. Thank you,
The
Vivian.
doors are open. You just have to walk in it now. And like I said, rejection, you know how that doesn't feel good for any child. You know, it's like, I want to play, I want to try this new dress. And then they're like, go away. That's a rejection right there, right? Like, or shh, be quiet. It's like, what? What did I do? I was just excited to try on new clothes, right? Like, I want to try that. But unfortunately, all of us have a different way of communicating or receiving communication. So when nothing really bothers or irritates the heck out of you, then you can just flow in and out and be okay with that experience. Does this make sense?
Absolutely, it does. Thank
Yeah.
you both.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you, Teddy.
Thank you.
Now let's bring in Annie, because Annie is actually an author as far as children's books, right? Children's virtual education expert. So, Vienna, go ahead and disconnect from Teddy, and we will. Thank you, Teddy. We will now focus on Annie. Annie, how are you doing today?
Thank you for the invitation, Vivian, and nice to meet you.
A pleasure.
For gracing our show. Yes. So share with us a little bit of What is it that you'd like to work on? Perhaps it's blocking your business, your life, any way, any question is okay.
Yes, actually, my mindset just changed, like about my relationship with money. It just probably just the last 2 years. Uh, just come to a realization that I got blocked a lot was because my experience in my life, that like say my family, like of 11, like I grew up, and my dad became, from really like not much money to really becomes like rich, and lots of money. But then the family, they're struggling, like with the money. They, just because I feel almost like money kind of destroying that relationship in family members, right? And then also I got married, and then I we were like without kids for 9 years, so we have no problem with making lots of money. But again, once we have it, and then I go through the divorce, and that's why I didn't have a good relationship with money in my life. So I turn into like money is not important. I chase after is the peace and happiness in life, right? But I want the balance. I don't want to have one and without the others. So it's just come to my realization, like the past 2 years, that it's possible to have both. You don't have to, like, I raised my son as a single parent, right? Like that's why the money kind of like always feel tight for the longest time. And then 3 years ago, my son become independent financially and everything, and he moved out. That's when I started to look into what's the next phase of my life. So I had to change the relationship with money in order to do that. But I still have the issue. I know it's like money. It's almost like as if don't come too close to me. I will give them to others. It's serving others, or what's the next thing that I can grow my business into? I actually have run I have two businesses. One is 25 years and one is 10 years. So this year's like anniversary milestone. but I need to use that relationship. But I always, like, if I have money coming in, I would look at what's the next thing I should invest in the business instead of really paying myself. Like I feel that I can live a very simple life and be happy, but now it's more looking for that balance, like with the money and also the fulfillment.
Oh my gosh. I almost feel, can I answer this one, Vienna? Because I wanted to bring up Lisa Milan also all together, because we're all in the same Asian Women Who Boss Up Summit, right? So Lisa, she's had that issue in the past about money. And you guys are familiar with one another. So
Lisa.
Lisa has a little similar thing about money, but then she would bleed the money somewhere else, right? Kind of like a little bit like Annie. It would bleed somewhere else instead of to you. So that's an issue of receiving. So while we're all here, because that topic, wealth and money, has become a very sensitive topic for most of us. I want to do a physical exercise before Vienna does anything emotional. Is that okay with everyone? Okay.
Yes.
So, all right. So everyone that are sitting, like you're sitting on your chair, money, in a lot of spiritual books, they say is in the root chakra. You see that pubic area, right? So everyone, I want you to feel what it's like when you are moving counterclockwise, right? So in other words, we're all going to create like a circle, like how a spiral looks like with 7 rings. And we're going to move right, forward, left, so counterclockwise. And just close your eyes for a second and breathe. See if you can see or sense this red energy at the bottom. And is your spiral, is it kind of like a cone that's going down, or does it feel like it's shoved to your pubic area? Because if it is, you're going to have some compression, like you can't let go of things, or you can't even move to the direction that you want to go, right? So that's the energetic perception or misperception of, how come I'm tight on one side versus the other. So pay attention. Just close your eyes and draw like a counterclockwise circle spiraling 7 times and breathe. I want you to breathe your blue and blue. See if you can move it up and down. Are you able to make it smoother like that spiral or not?
So we're moving like our hips, right, Vivian? Kind of like
You're moving like
we have a moving
your bodies, and the fulcrum is that pubic bone area. I want you to describe to me, ladies, what are you feeling when you're moving right to left?
Oh, right to left.
So right, forward, left, counterclockwise, where the light is beaming down onto the floor. Basically, that's what we're doing. Okay, can you give me please?
Mine's compressed, Vivian.
So keep on moving, Vienna. It's compressed because you want that to be open and even on both sides. Right side is male, the things we do. Left side is female, what we receive. So Annie, what are you feeling when you're moving? Is it even, not even? Just describe it.
Oh, okay. I think moving to the right is easier for me.
That's your doing side. That's your male side. Okay, making decisions, right? And how about your left?
It's quite balanced. I actually find sitting down is difficult because when I'm standing, I'm very fluid, like in moving.
Yeah, you're moving. So your masculine side is a little bit more dominant than your left side. So now let's all move left to right, left forward, right back, okay? And let's just set the intention right now, right in your midline, what you'd like or how you'd like money to be. Receiving, spending. Of course, with money, it's energy, right? So we spend, we receive. It's like we give, we receive. So set the intention that you'd like this balance between your giving and receiving side, between your female and male side. So you'll be surprised. Actually, it could be like your neighbor suddenly gives you some extra food, or it's like you were walking and you just pick up a 10-cent or 25-cent coin, or maybe a large bill. It doesn't really matter. I want you today to pay attention to what are you receiving, and just kind of smile and appreciate whatever it is that you receive. It could be a compliment. It could be sometimes when I feel like, oh, there's sunshine, I'm receiving grace, right, from God, because I'm receiving something. Okay, now let's put our hands together in a prayer position right at the heart and just breathe. And again, feel if you can go up and down, up to the heavens, down all the way in front of you, right? So up in the back, all the way to the top, and then bring it down to you. Okay, set the intention now that you will graciously receive whatever comes your way with ease. Instead of, oh, I just don't need that right now. Nope, just receive. So I want you to pay attention, because as soon as we get off this TV show, you'll be surprised because suddenly something changes. It doesn't have to take weeks or days or months. Sometimes it's just like right after it. So, and I would love your feedback, right? Like what happened when you did that? So now when you think about receiving money, how does it feel, Annie? Like more than you need, actually. Is that okay with you?
I'm excited because I have big dream of doing something huge, like transforming education. And then I said, with money, then I can do like, the project without doing like tiny little thing at a time.
Yes, exactly. It's a lot of also like, allocating that time and energy for that. So even for me, in order to really serve the clients, so I started offering my high-end programs, right? And then I have to say no to the not so high-end at that time. It doesn't mean I don't love them. It just means I'm focusing my attention now on other things that can actually help more people, because this one person may be taking care of multiple people. And I'd rather help that person because I know they're going to help and empower others rather than one person at a time. Does that make sense? Yeah. Lisa, go ahead, Annie.
Oh, I have this physical sensation when I'm doing clockwise.
Yes.
somehow the top quadrant, like say from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock,
Yes.
significant less movement. Because after I do that a few times, I just wonder.
I had the same thing. That was the exact spot for me too.
Oh my gosh, you guys are like twinning or something.
Friends.
I just wonder if there's any meaning, special meaning for that.
Okay, so it depends on what you put meaning to, right? At 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Like for you, what does 12, 1, 2, 3? Do you have a hard time beginning any project? Especially, let's say you're about to begin this big project, but you don't have money. What is your usual response?
I would still do it if I'm inspired to do it, just more tight, right? Like just maybe I doing all the work and stay up late to get it started. But to continue is the hard part, right? Like,
Right.
Stay on it as long as I'm still keeping inspired, like to do it and not to.
Right. And so what happens when there's no more money or nobody's really helping you? Can you still continue, or will you still continue with all the difficulties?
Yeah, if it is what inspired me and I'm capable of doing it, then I would do it. Yeah.
In other words, I kind of sense like
I would do it.
one more question. Do you ask help from the universe every time you start anything?
No.
Okay.
No,
So there's
I want to receive, like when I received it, then I would thank you, like thank you, right? But not just asking. I always more like, wow, thank God. I don't know how it comes, so,
Exactly.
receiving. But I'm not asking. I'm not the type that keep asking.
Ah, okay. All right. Lisa, you want to share your genius on that one? She forgets to ask for help.
Yes. You just anything you ask for with the universe, or just ask for something, then it'll come to you. But it's okay to ask.
Yeah, exactly.
This is how I manifest things immediately, actually, or quickly. I'm just like thinking about it 1 minute, and then all of a sudden there are times when within like 2 hours I have like an answer. I was like, wait, I was just thinking about that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the key to the universe, you guys. It's not about hard work. That left the train long time ago. I don't know which train you're catching or where are you riding, but the universe manifests so quickly nowadays. So
I have
I think
something
there's
to
an
share with
emotion
this,
there.
Annie.
Yeah.
Exactly. This will make so much sense, Annie. The trapped emotion for you is unworthy.
Oh my God. I think we all
That's
have
why
something
you
like
don't
that.
ask.
Okay, let's
right?
do the healing.
Let's do it.
Woohoo!
So it's from 6 years old. It's not inherited. It's yours alone. It's trapped in your heart. It's 55 miles big. Or, the significance of it is measured in miles for you. And you can clear it with 5 sweeps. And let's all
right.
join Annie and
Let's
kick
do it all,
unworthy
people.
to the curb. Breathing.
Whew. I think that's like one of those common emotions, unworthy, right?
It is. It is. Let me read the definition quickly. Not good enough, beneath the dignity of, not commendable or credible, undeserving, not valuable or suitable, unbecoming. And one of the other things I checked with this one, Annie, is this your own assessment, or did someone else project this at you? So is this Annie's? Yeah. So that's somehow you came to that conclusion for yourself. Nope, I'm not worthy. So
No, because it's been talked to me many times from my dad. Like it's like his thing. So even it's not bringing his emotion into it when he say it, but he kept saying, "You don't deserve this, right?" Like he would add that line. What did he say, right? Like, you don't deserve this, like, or like it's better have a barbecue pork than have you, like that kind of words, right? Like because I like when I was little, I just kept listening to it and then kind of not feeling anything until I was, I don't know, one day it was like 12 years old, or one moment, just one moment. I was just saying, why did he say that? He was having dinner. I was walking by and he was saying, why do I have the barbecue pork?
Oh my gosh, that's
wow.
so funny.
Yeah. So it's been in me like that. I wrote about it too, right? And like it's like a recording. It's like broken record. It just saying you deserve, you know.
Yes.
I was
So-
about to say that's in your story, in Annie's story.
Mhm. Mhm. Now it doesn't mean that you've written it, that you don't have to clear it. It's your decision that you can forgive yourself now because you didn't know any better when you were younger, right? That's why it became lodged in your subconscious.
Actually, I just wonder how to clear it because I had written the story about it. Actually, it was published in the book, the line about that undeserving.
Uh-huh.
And then just last year, actually, I was attending one challenge, and then it came up again. That story, I thought I had cleared it, so I did cleansing again, and then couple like I think it was this last month. I was with someone, and then she mentioned about that undeserving, that's in me, something like that. I need to feel deserved. I kept thinking that I'm over it, but I think I'm still stuck. So I just don't know how to clear it.
Is it still there, Vienna, when you test it?
Is that clear now? It's clear now, Annie.
Yeah.
Right? Not that there won't be another flavor of it come up, but here's a tool now. When it comes to your attention, you say, "I'm clearing it now," and you can muscle test. How many sweeps do I need to clear this?
Yep.
And
then you just clear it.
start doing it.
Yes.
Do I have to think of a word when I'm doing it? Like
Just
Even
just
a
whatever
feeling.
comes to you. Actually, you just feel the emotion of it. It's not so much the word. It's like somebody will say something to me. Now I'm attentive to it. I used to just stuff it and go, "Oh, that feels bad," or not even think about it, right? And now I see it and I go, "Oh, I can clear that."
Yeah, and you can just
Just
release
be
it.
attentive. Ooh, I feel something in my stomach. Here it goes. Bye now.
So, bye-bye. Yeah, the other thing that I've identified is it's from a previous lifetime that you've had. Therefore, you could just release that. Go ahead, release it again, and say goodbye forever. Just 3 sweeps, actually, just releasing that energy and breathe it out. You'll know because when you think about it, it's like, oh, it's not even there. Okay. Oof. How you feeling, Annie?
it's good. I just thought, wow, you said that word again, like undeserving or like not feeling the value.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Annie. And let's bring up Lisa. Lisa, remember, Lisa, you were saying something about your back pain the other day, and I don't know if.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was moving earlier, the side where I feel like it's stuck is on the right side. Well, on this side, right side, and I think it has to do with my pain, right? Because I had mentioned that I got into this car accident, and I received and saw the MRI, and my doctor had told me that my discs had moved, and there's a bit of a crack between my L3 and L4, not on the bone, but like somewhere in there that's pushing it. Yeah.
Whew. So, Lisa, you have a lot of responsibilities in your life, and can you please just sit still and breathe? Just lean back on your chair or something. And,
Okay.
and Donna will identify what emotion that is. I'm going to work on you long distance right now. And just for anybody who has this excessive responsibility, right, in your low back, or you worry about money, you worry about some form of heaviness that you've been carrying, that usually lodges in the low back. So I see it as an energy of, it's interesting though, because for Lisa, the right side of her back looks very open, even if there's pain there, right? Remember, I'm a physical therapist by trade, so I can kind of see the anatomy inside in 5D, literally. But the tension she has is actually on the left side. Does that make sense? So let's see, Vienna, what are you picking up as the emotion that's trapped in that area? Because her pain is on the right, but her left side is the one that's actually tight.
Okay. Very good observation. Thanks for sharing that. That emotion, Lisa, is taken for granted.
Oh, taken for granted. We all experience that, people.
Yeah, I'm going to read you the definition. Feels treated with careless indifference, not given thanks for something accomplished, similar to ignored.
Mm,
And it's from age 13.
okay.
Mhm.
So it's trapped in the low back. And do we need anything else? Nope. Can we clear with 5 sweeps? Yeah. So 5 sweeps to clear, taken for granted. So everybody watching, let's clear that out. Just tune in to what that feels like for you and let it go.
Whew.
Right. And that is clear. Woohoo!
Okay, let's take a deep breath, Lisa. And I want you to just be still. I do need you to connect your heart and your uterus, right in front of the pubic area. And just visualize a beautifully, it's like a beautiful connection, right, between your heart and your uterus. And that if there's an opening, just bring in golden sun and then patch the hole on the right side. Know that you're always loved and protected and safe. Like, it doesn't have to come from anyone. You can actually just feel that now. It's very interesting because once we become very independent, people are like, well, how come you don't need help? Well, because you could take care of you. And then, so everything given to you would be a bonus. It's extra. Another hug, another smile, another form of love. So receive the love for you at this time. Now connect that to God all the way up, and then earth. So connect that whole channel all the way up. So we're going to delete any excessive pressure, excessive stress, anything that you've taken on from other people, other organizations. I want you to return it back to their higher self now. Whew. And I'm going to strengthen your ability to rotate clockwise and counterclockwise with ease, deleting all forms of pain and any sources of that to 0 minus infinity. Strengthen you to be strong and neutral, to being independent, and being safe and protected. Amen. Okay, go ahead and move. Tell me if you still have pain. Same, not same, neutral. Same, not same, any change. I want you to move. Any pain?
It's easier, but it's not, doesn't hurt as much. Like I can.
So your pain level went down to from what to what?
Probably from, I would say, like 7 to 4.
Okay, so continue what you were doing. So you may have to really allow. So sometimes this is what's happening, okay? A lot of the energetics that we use are very fast, right? You notice it's like, whoa, just a few seconds, something changed. Unfortunately, our mind sometimes cannot fathom the idea that something changed that quickly. You're like, what happened? Where did that come from again? I just said it. Responsibility, expectation that somebody will take care of you or love you, right? Those can weaken our psyche. Those can weaken our energetic field. So stay put where you were. Stay connected to God and earth, and you're still sealing any kind of holes, whether it's just a little pin drop of a hole. You need to just allow the gold to seal every single opening of that spine, especially in the low back, right? L1, 2, 3, 4, 5, S1, everything. And then that should disappear in a few minutes. Cool. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to bring up Deb. Deb Battersby. How are you, Deb? Welcome to our show. You can unmute.
Welcome.
I am
How great to
I am
see
so
you.
thrilled to be here. And it has been amazing just witnessing, what you've done with your other guests today and to experience some of that just even as an observer. How amazing is that?
Thank you, Deb. Oh my gosh. So Deb, thank you for being here. We know you're a powerhouse. You're a successful coach already, and you're helping other people even internationally. The last time, you said you have some clients in Dubai and other countries, also in America. Yet at the same time, you're here giving us your valuable time and energy and sharing your goodness and love. So is there anything we can do to help you today? Anything at all?
Well, first of all, I love being around you guys because I learned so much, and I'm such a sponge for, these different realms of and avenues of healing, and so I'm just excited to watch you perform your magic. So
Thank you.
it's really awesome. The thing that I was thinking about is that, I have been very comfortable serving hundreds, serving thousands, and I really, in my heart, I want to serve millions. And I know that also means that I have to be willing to play with millions of dollars to do that, to receive that, to invest it, to deploy it in ways that can expand my reach, expand my programs, create more opportunities for other people. So I feel like for some reason, I've been really comfortable in the six figures realm for a long, long, long time. But haven't, I feel like there's some kind of boundary that says, that's as far as you get to go right now. And I want to, and it's not conscious. It's just, that manifesting at that level has been part of my intention. But the results are still, in that mid six figures as has been the cap. So I want to blow the roof off of that. And
so I'll have Vienna first discover what emotion is about regarding that. And then I do want to introduce human design to you, your prosperity key. And I know you looked it up on your phone, right? I just want you to tell me the number of your prosperity key. That's your design Jupiter, I believe. That would help us a lot. Is it 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6?
I don't remember seeing that piece, Vivian. I know that the first number was 61, 62, and then it was 32, 34.
Personality Jupiter. I apologize. It's, if you look at the chart on the right side, it's something that says personality Jupiter, and that number will actually tell you a lot of things. So anyway.
I have to apologize because I don't
have it. Okay, that's okay. Yeah. We'll talk offline on that, but I'll just discuss that thing later. But go ahead, Vienna, share with what is the emotion that's holding her back from going from 6 to 7 figures?
All right, you're
that's
gonna
the question.
laugh.
Yeah, you're gonna laugh. Okay.
Laughter is good medicine, and this. When it's a funny one, I always say, now this isn't describing all of you, but exactly what you said. It's a very technical word. It's wishy-washy.
Ooh, so in other words, she hasn't decided to make 7 figures? Is that what it is?
Here's the definition.
Okay.
Weak, spiritless, undecided, irresolute, without strength of character, to lack conviction, without a backbone. That's not your personality. That's not your impact in the world. But with this decision about going to 7 figures, it's kind of like, take it or leave it. I think
exactly. It's kind of like, it would be nice, but I don't really need it. And, I'm really comfortable where I'm at. And is it selfish? You got it. You're right. It's kind of like, it would be nice. And
yeah. Right? So it was from 22 years old. And it's lodged in the sacral area, sacral chakra, and 57 miles. And you can clear it with 5 sweeps.
All right, let's all release our wishy-washy for making 7 or 8 figures. Come on, let's do it. That's so true. When you're a kid, you want something. I mean, you're not going to stop till you get it, right? But when you're older, like, well, that's too much. Maybe other people are hungry.
That feels so good. I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah, well, that is so true because it's kind of like, Well, that's a wonderful goal. And, you know, it's
Maybe next year.
it's not critical. It's kind of like you're going to get by fine without it. So it's like, I love that. Oh my God, I love that.
Okay. I would suggest that keep on going 6 more times. And just for the sake of time, I just want to share with everyone the prosperity keys, the possibilities, right? So when you look at your humandesignamerica.com, your human design chart, on the right side, you're going to see the symbol of Jupiter. Okay. I believe it looks like a number 4.
Yeah, it's kind of a fancy 4. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me remove these and let's just see if I can share this with you for a second. Oop, I guess I have to remove myself too. So if your design, right, that's how you make money. All of us are different, right? So mine is power. If I become a victim in any situation, unfortunately, it doesn't work for me at all, right? If your life needs to be simple, that's how you actually make money. You gotta be simple. So it's the point 1 afterwards. So the more you learn who you are, that's why I said humandesignamerica.com. Because when we do our up level, right? When we do our classes, those free master classes next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 12:30 to 1:30, I would love to explain a little bit more of this to you, because when you know where you stand, you don't have to compare yourself with everybody, right? You don't need to be like, oh, how come Vivian is like this and Vienna is like this? We're all different, by the way. But the more you know where you should stay, like what lane that is, like Teddy is supposed to, I believe, celebrate. If she doesn't celebrate her little wins, how is she going to celebrate her big wins? Does this make sense? So when you practice those little tweaks in your life to be prosperous, what's going to happen is money will just find you somehow. Isn't that interesting? Mine is power, right? Like I have to lead my life. I can't act like a victim or be a victim. That doesn't work very good for me. It's like, oh yeah, you take over, you do what you need to do. It doesn't work. It just doesn't.
And interestingly, mine is also power, and yet you and I have very different. Other parts of our chart are very diverse, but on that one, we're the same. And I've learned so much, Vivian, just being around you, being mentored by you, and just going, what? I get to stand in my power. I get to be fully me.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, you guys. Deb, thank you so much. How are you feeling?
Just kind of like optimistic and like, oh, this is cool. It's kind of like, so all this time it's because I've been kind of indifferent about whether or not it happens. So now
decide. Do you really want to have the 7 or 8 figures?
Yes.
I was looking up that the 7 is actually not exciting for you. That's why you're not getting it. But 8 figures, if it's 10 million or more, it actually makes it happen. Does this make sense? So I have to be excited, and I have to feel like I got this.
8 figures, here we come. There we go. I love it.
Here we go. Okay. So I just want to invite everyone. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, everyone, for participating.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and we have a free master class next week, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 12:30 to 1:30. I'm going to teach you this human design thing on the first day. Focus for balance. What's yours? Because once you know your lane, stay there. Don't keep on going in people's lanes. You stay in your lane.
Test drive.
Don't test drive other people, okay? Just test drive yourself. And then Vienna will talk about the emotions and how you can actually show up for yourself, releasing those negative emotions. And then on the third day, I talk about spiritual expansion in our physical reality, in your physical reality. That's a free class. So please invite anyone you know that could benefit from this, because on Saturday, we have our level 2021. That's an event wherein Vienna and I are going to do healing together so that you can figure out what to do for the rest of your year, right? With guidance, your own spiritual guidance. So we're going to connect that. So you connect to your with your life from the spiritual, bringing it to the physical plane. So thank you so much, everyone. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Vienna, for everything. And by the way, we have 100